Good morning, Sherry. How are you? So I got to turn my air conditioner down a little bit. Good morning, Dee Dee. How are you? Hi, Gay. Good morning. How are you? Oh, okay. I hope everything goes well, Sherry. I'm doing good, thank you. I got some books I want to look at. Okay, all right. I got some books. Sherry sent me a box of books, and I actually got those on Monday. They were originally scheduled to get here today. They got here Monday. They were waiting when I got home from the hospital. They were out here waiting for me, so I'm kind of waiting for Monty. And then I'm not going to do a flip through on those. We're just going to look at the covers. We can do flip throughs later on. Let me zoom in just a little bit here. And by the way, Dee Dee, I did not know that Prismacolor made Valtra green pencils. I had, it's doing good, I think. It has a bandage on it. Well, not a bandage, the only thing they put on it was surgical tape. So by the time I got home, blood was oozing out from both ends due to the blood thinners that I'm taking. So I put my own bandage on it for a little bit, and that stopped the bleeding. So I just took my own bandages off this morning. They said just to let this tape come off on its own. So, but yeah, it's okay. It was really interesting. I watched the whole procedure from beginning to end. The guy that was assisting the surgeon said, "Doesn't it bother you to watch yourself getting cut open?" I was like, no. Yeah, I have your forest sprite video on. I like the green and purple. Yeah. Oh, I wanted to actually film it, but he wouldn't let me. That way you guys could watch it. But he wouldn't let me. But I watched the whole procedure. It was pretty cool. Now I'm still undecided what I'm going to do as far as colors go. I really like the way this particular vase is turning out, but I've got to finish that one before I can work on this flower, because I don't want to forget which oranges and yellows I've been using. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more. Oh, I got all of the cherry blossom completed. Thank you, Sherry. Thank you, Dee Dee. So now I want to finish this vase. I don't know yet what I'm going to do with these bands. I kind of want to color with the same blues that I have on this vase, so they all kind of go together. Well, thank you, Gay. So I'm going to continue. I got to finish this vase off. How's this zoom? Is that it? Is that close enough? Or do I need to zoom in a little bit more? Okay. We'll leave it like it is then. I'm still learning all this stuff. Oh, I am so glad you mentioned that, Sherry. Thank you so much. Gay, I need you to help me out right quick. Let me move that out of the way for a minute. Gay, I need you to give me a random number from 1 to 300. Here's a list. Let me pull it down where it's actually on camera. Here's a list of the other numbers that I have. I got to get it pulled down here to where it's on camera, where you can see the entire list. We're almost there. 85. Okay, I'll show you why here in just a second. Sherry, thank you for mentioning that. All right. I'm going to zoom back out, guys. So, Gay, you get the very last pencil in the pencil garden. So I don't know what color. Let's look and see what color number 85 is. 85 is deep purple. So that'll be your pencil color, deep purple. And then the color of the pencil will also be used in your flower. Now, I don't know when this is going to be completed because this really is when I need something to work on. Then, like in between when we're doing buddy colors. So it will probably be a while before this page gets completed. But I decided I wanted to do a pencil garden. So the pencil garden is now complete. Or as far as the selection, let me write Gay's name on this pencil. I kind of wish when I had started up here, I put the pencil number on the pencil also, but I didn't. That's okay though. I have a hard time So thank you, Gay, for picking that out. I probably wouldn't even have thought about the pencil garden because I had moved my book. I had that book sitting right here beside me, but I moved it so I can put this box of books that Sherry sent me over here where I can reach it. And so I totally wasn't even thinking about that. I'm glad Sherry thought of it. Now, like I said, when Monty gets here, we'll look at some of these books. And then I will go ahead and show you guys what page we're going to do in Mountain King. Because I know Monty's been coloring in his book. He did like the "this book belongs to" page and stuff like that. So I'll go ahead and, hey Reaper, how's your day going? So I'll go ahead and show you guys what page we're going to do in Mountain King. That way Monty can color in his book and not have to worry about, well, is that the page I'm going to pick or whatever. All right, I'm going to zoom back in. Oh, you got a thunderstorm. Yeah, we're supposed to be having thunderstorms all this week, really. So far, we haven't had rain, but so how's the volume on the sound machine, guys? Can you hear the birds? It's good? Okay. Yeah, I think I left the volume set at what we've been using it at, but some of those things are louder than others. All right, good. I'm in a very uncomfortable position right here because I'm right off the edge. Where my hand has to be is right off the edge of the book. And I have this thing here, but it has me a little bit too high. So I'm just going to have to deal with it. I think the birds are probably the one I'll use the most because I'm going to add something to it. But I can't do that for a little bit yet, but I'm going to add something to it. I had another idea for like a background sound. It's not going to work, and in order for me to get it to work, it would cost me about $400. So that's probably not going to happen. But I was actually going to try to. I bought a stethoscope. And I was going to try to get it fixed up to where you guys could actually hear my heartbeat. But the stethoscope is so cheap that I can barely hear my own heartbeat in the thing. So I couldn't get the microphone to pick it up. And I'd have to buy about a $400 stethoscope to get that to work. Oh, woke up by the train? How rude. I used to live in this apartment in a town about 20 miles from here, from where I live now. And where I lived, was it the train tracks were about 30 feet behind my apartment, and right where my apartment was is where the train would blast its horn going in both directions for the next intersection, the next crossing. Now these little sunbursts, they're not like all the same. Same color pattern, but not necessarily the same shape on everything. I still may end up one day doing that, but I have to have like $400 that I don't want for something else. So I'm going to do something different, but it's going to be cool too. I'm going to, I'll go ahead and tell you guys what I'm going to do. I'm going to get another sound machine, and it has the one sound I wanted on this one, and that's a babbling brook. So I'm going to have a babbling brook, and then in the background, I'm going to turn the volume down on this other one that I have so you guys can just barely hear it, but I'm going to have a babbling brook, and then in the background of that babbling brook, we're going to have these birds. So it sounds like birds off in the distance. I think that'll be pretty cool. Not as cool as my heartbeat, but yeah, I think that'll be pretty nice. Something other people aren't doing. Now I did add a little bit of shading on my cherry blossoms. I may have to go back and do a little bit more. Well, I may not, I don't have to, but I may go back and add a little bit more here and there. That's something I'm still learning. Really, I'm still learning all of it, but I'm getting a little bit better at blending. Oh, the thunderstorm just wiped out your internet? That's not good. I've had that happen though here where I live. That does happen. Thank you, Reaper. Oh, okay. A new app. All right. Hey, Danielle, how are you? Not bad, okay. Yeah, I think that storm is named Irwin, something like that. Oh, so you have to have a letter to like submit to turn in so they have it on record. Yeah, Reaper, I saw where it was saying that thing is going to that storm was going to turn into a hurricane before it made landfall. Yeah, they have to do stuff like that here too where I live. And it's kind of funny because like I do not have to pay a pet deposit because I'm considered a senior, so I do not have to pay a pet deposit unless it's like an assistance animal. Then I would have to pay a deposit. That doesn't make sense to me, but well, they might get more flooding off of this too. Well, I hope it doesn't flood at all, but I do know that it's a possibility. When you get heavy rains, those rainwaters have nowhere to go. Okay, Danielle. Yeah, we don't normally get hit by high winds and stuff when there's a hurricane on the East Coast, but we do get a lot of rain from the rain bands. So I may end up with flooding right outside the backside of my apartment. Oh, wow. Now, as soon as I get this done, we're going to take a look at those books. I just want to get finished up with, welcome back, Danielle. I just want to get finished up with these oranges and yellows, and then I can figure out which ones I want to use up here in this flower. Oh, you finished it. Oh, very nice. Oh, oh, very nice. A Newfoundland dog. I'll have to look that up. I'm not familiar with that particular breed. Yeah, I'm gonna look those up. I had a, I've had a couple of different dogs. I had a Labrador. I had a big German Shepherd, and I've had some mutts, just mixed. I had a German Shepherd that I rescued from the pound many years ago. Well, I guess it's just an independent dog. Wants to do its own thing. All right, I think our vase is finished. Well, as far as the sunburst is concerned, I still got to figure out what I'm going to do with the bands. Okay, Sherry, God bless you. Like I said, I hope everything goes well. Have a good day, and I'll see you on Friday. Well, I hope you don't lose your power. Oh, okay, Sherry. Well, we're about to take a look at those books. I was going to wait for Monty, but Monty knew I was going to do this because I already told him I was. So we're going to look at those now that I got these finished because I want to try to figure out what I'm going to do with this flower. So we're going to take a look at these books. I'm just going to lay this up here so I don't have to move all that stuff. Now I'm going to zoom back out a little bit. And we'll just take a look. Now here's, interestingly enough, the very first book on the top is another Zen garden. Oh, okay, Dee Dee. That's cool that you do commission pieces. That's cool. So we have Zen Garden. Let's see, I got to find a place where I can stack these up. And then we have The Magic Path. If I lay these down flat, I think the light is going to reflect in a weird way. Well, maybe not. It does from where I'm sitting. It reflects right in my eye. So we have The Magic Path. This book I thought has a really interesting cover. and it's a Crayola. Actually, I need to zoom out just a little bit more, maybe, just to get the whole thing in there. Yeah, this one has some cool pictures. I did kind of look in it. So that'll be, this would be an interesting page right here. It's just pictures of different characters. Clint Eastwood, John Wayne. It has, I can't remember the actor's name, but it's Lucas McCain from Rifleman. I think maybe his name is Connors. What? Oh no. Am I having issues? Hi, Fernanda. My audio is not good. Okay, let me try something. I'm going to put the microphones back in the. You're probably going to lose me for a minute. Now, let me know if that's any better. Okay. I'm not sure what happens sometimes, but yeah, if I stick it back in the case, it loses its connection to the receiver, and then I take them back out and it'll reconnect. Okay, so that fixed it. Fernanda, how are you doing? I know you had mentioned a Western before, but I don't know if this is exactly what you were thinking of. I will show you a couple of pages in here. It's just the stars themselves. Sam Elliott. It just has different Western stars. Let's see, who was, yeah, here we go, Chuck Connors. Yeah, Connors. I couldn't remember who it was. The rifleman. Now, I don't know how good I would be at coloring people. Now, this one is called Tranquil Trees. And this is all Zen stuff. Most of them are like the Zen style. So what are you having for breakfast, Fernanda? Yeah, I always liked that show, The Rifleman, Lucas McCain and his son Mark. Now, there is one of these books that Sherry told me that she had, because she had a copy of it. Uh, I don't think we came across that one yet. And I don't remember which book it was. I remember the name. Oh, I'm doing good, Fernanda. Thank you. The doctor told me that this would probably bruise real bad. It's still a little bit swollen from all the medication they put in there. It's still a little puffy. But yeah, as soon as this tape comes off, I'm good to go. So we have Into the Woods, and like I said, these are all like, most of them are a Zen style, kind of. And there are a number of the Creative Haven books in here. Hey, TK, good morning. Wildflowers. Thank you, Fernanda. I'm so glad to have that thing off my arm. And I was mentioning earlier, actually got to watch the entire procedure. Yes, TK, I was just showing the bandage they put on. The only thing they put on there was some tape. They didn't even put no band-aids or not, gauze pads or nothing like that. Just some tape. I had to put my own bandage on it. But I think it's doing nicely. I can't get it wet until tomorrow. And then he said, the doctor told me just to let the tape come off on its own. Don't pull it off. Just let it come off on its own. And I was able to watch the entire procedure. It was pretty cool. Untamed Designs, more Zen. I'm looking for the one that that Sherry has. She told me she has a duplicate copy of one of these books. I don't know the name of the book though. She did tell me who the illustrator was. More Wildlife by Creative Haven. I don't know, you guys probably can't see the Creative Haven because it's got that reflection on it right there, Creative Haven. Well, I'm sure sorry you have kidney stones, I'll tell you that. I would not want to have to deal with that. The cover of this book looks kind of cool. So we might be able to find something in there. No, I just had a local anesthetic. He stuck me about probably 15 times with a needle. And the guy that was helping him, his assistant, he asked me. He said, "Doesn't it bother you to see you get your own self cut open?" I told him, "No. If it's happening to me and I can watch, I'm watching." Whimsical Architect might be a good opportunity to use some metallic pencils. Let's see, who's... Okay, I think the next book up is the one that Sherry has a copy of. Easy and Bold Coloring Books. There are some color by numbers in here also. Let's see, yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the one. Well, maybe not. Yeah, Angela Porter. All right, Gay, God bless you. Thank you for coming. I'm glad that you actually got the last pencil in the pencil garden. I think it's very appropriate since you were my first chatter. You have this book, Fernanda. No, Danielle, you have this book. No, I'm sorry. I saw your name pop up. It was Danielle who said that she has this book. All right, so we'll do a page in this book. I'm not a big fan of the Zen stuff, but we'll do a page in this book. I'll find a page in here we can do. It'll be a while. All these books, this is a box of books that Sherry sent me. When I buy my own books, I order them from Amazon. But these are all books that Sherry sent me. It is kind of nice. We've got some books about nature and into the wild and stuff like that. And we have birds chirping. I don't know if these qualify as one of the cozy books you were talking about before, Dee Dee. I think you mentioned cozy. Here's a color by number, Birds and Butterflies. I know. I can't imagine not having Amazon these days. I'm so used to it now. Okay, another color by number, Flowers and Mandalas. Well, it's a Zen style also. Well, they're all kind of, yeah, that natural retreat. Yeah, I thought you might qualify that as a cozy when I saw it. I might be more inclined to color in that book though. I would probably, if I would had to choose between one of those pages and a Zen, I would probably choose that because I really struggle with these Zens where, like you have a dog that's made out of butterflies. That to me just makes no sense. So it's really hard for me to figure out how to color those kinds of things. And the other one would be straightforward. Well, see, I understand that because that's how I am with the Zen pictures. See, I was just talking about a dog made out of butterflies, and look, here we have a cat made out of all kinds of just different shapes and stuff. And to me, that makes no sense at all. So I struggle with, well, how should I go about coloring this thing? But this one is a color by number, so it would not be as difficult. So if I'm going to be doing these Zen type things, I kind of, maybe the color by number is the way to go. Now we got one more book. Yes, I like the more realistic type pictures. Now we got one last book here. I think you'd like this one, Dee Dee. I might like it, but Enchanting Gnomes. Uh-huh. I thought you might. We'll, we'll look at a couple of pages right here. This, I wouldn't mind coloring in this. This would be okay. Nice, all right. So what did we get here? I'm trying to see one, two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 books. That is about half of the number that I already have. Wow, my collection just grew a lot. It just grew by 50%. Oh yeah, this is not the first box of books she sent me either. The majority of the books that I have come from Sherry, actually. All right, now I can move this. Okay. Fernanda, are you coloring this page? Zoom back out where we can see the whole page. Now I've got to figure out what I'm going to do with this flower over here. I think I'm wanting to do it into oranges, like that dwarf sunflower I showed you guys. Fernanda, are you coloring this page with us in Zen Garden? Uh, TK, I'm not real sure what you're referring to as far as pencils. I don't know what pencils I would have been talking about at the time. I know that I'm a little bit limited on color choices because I'm using a smaller set of pencils than I normally do, so I have less color choices. Now, if you're talking about the colors, the pencils I was talking about as far as colors for using on this page, that's why I finished this. I got all the sunburst colors done, and that way I can use some of those pencils over here if I want to. I didn't want to forget what colors I was using over here, so I wanted to finish all this first. And now I've just got to figure out what I'm going to do. I actually want to figure out more than one blend. So I pretty much have all my yellow pencils sitting out here already. Because I think what I'd like to do, I don't want to do every leaf on this thing exactly the same color. I want to be in the same family of colors, but not exactly the same. That way we get a little bit of variation. This one is not going to work. I think maybe, well, I don't know. This color might not be too bad. We're having problems with the audio again. Okay, I'm not sure what's going on with the audio. I may have to unplug this thing. Is everybody having problems with the audio? Okay. Uh, oh, okay, Reaper. Yeah, I was just going to suggest that to Reaper that it might be an issue on his end because everything looks connected here. But if you guys do have problems, if something occurs, let me know. So I'm going to move this out of the way. I'm going to set this right here. I got to try to figure out some colors. Let me see how these four work together. I'd be blaming it on the storm too. I'm not real sure, TK. I don't remember even talking about pins. I was talking about I wanted to finish this vase right here. Because some of the pencils that I'm using here, that I used here, I want to use up here. And I didn't want to get confused as to which ones those were, so I wanted to get this finished first. So at the beginning of the live stream, I finished this vase. I don't recall talking about pins. But I was talking about the orange pencils, the orange and yellow for my sunburst. Just because I want to use some of the same colors, and I didn't want to have to try to remember which ones they were. I'm just making sure I'm going to like this right here. I think I can make that work for one set. And then I need to figure out a second set of colors. Maybe something like this, we'll see. I would blame it on the storm too. Now, I'm not sure how well these two, I'm going to zoom in here for a little, just for a minute. I'm not sure how these two separate blends right here will work together. And then I have a couple of other colors here that are in the yellow family. I need to find one more, really would be nice. If I could find maybe one more. Actually, let's see, there's that. I don't want this brownish red. I can come back to that later on if I want to use it for like a shadow color. I think maybe I can do this. Let me see how this will work. Because we have desert yellow. And then we have warm yellow. And then we have autumn gold, which is actually the color from up here. I'm going to bring it over here. All right, I think we can do that. Now look, here's what I have. I'm going to zoom back out now. I'm going to zoom back out. So here's what I have. I have 3 sets . And then I have these here. So I have 4, 3, and 3. Hard to keep them all separated here because they just want to roll all around. But now here's what I can do. I can move in between back and forth. So if I want, like I can do one leaf with these 3. I can do another leaf with these 3. And I can do another leaf with any of these 4 right here. I can just move back and forth here. But I can also move from the bottom of this one over into these. So I have a lot of different combinations I can do now on these particular leaves. So it should turn out pretty interesting. I just have to make sure I keep things together. But like, for example, I can take these pencils here and I can take this color and I can add it to the bottom of this one. So then I can use these 3. I kind of mix and match. Okay, Reaper. So I can do some mixing and matching here with these colors. As long as I keep them in the right order. So I can set those over on that side. And then I can come back with a darker color when I'm done. I can come back with a darker color for shading purposes if I need to. My music stopped. I don't know why my music keeps stopping. Oh. It stops the music and asks me, do you want to keep listening? Well, I was listening. Yeah, so of course I want to keep listening. All right, let's see how this is going to work out. Let me zoom in just a little bit more, guys. I'm going to actually go just a little bit more, about like that. All right, welcome back, Reaper. I like Mountain Dew. I don't drink Mountain Dew very often though, but I do like it. I mostly drink Coke Zero. I had some sweet iced tea the other day from McDonald's, and that was really good. I hadn't had any sweet tea in a while either. I like Dr. Pepper too, actually. That's something I don't have very often. I mostly drink Coke Zero. I used to drink Pepsi all the time. And I think I went to work for IHOP down in Daytona Beach, Florida, before I moved to Hawaii. And they didn't have Pepsi, they had Coke products. Now I think, see, I can come back with a darker, like a brown or something, and I can get some darker shadow colors in there. Well, it used to be all I ever drank was coffee and Pepsi. Now, I want to see how well this is going to work. So I'm going to use another set of pencils right beside this flower. I think that's going to work out pretty good. I actually want to zoom in a little bit more, guys. And then I'll just reposition the camera some. Some of that color is very light. Hard to see. There we go. That's better. Now, what I want to do, I'm going to test my theory that I can combine pencils from these two sets. So I'm going to use this color, and I'm going to add these two colors at the bottom. And I may end up getting myself all confused, but let's just see. Oh, you're going to do a reaction video. Okay. So now I'm combining those two sets of pencils. And I'm just going to try one right here and see how it goes. Now, this is a theory that I've had in my head for a long time. You guys have heard me talk about this before. I'd like to have like a blend of like 11 pencils where I can just move back and forth between there within that range. Now those turned out to look very similar to one another, and yet they are different. Well, thank you, Dee Dee. Now let's try yet another combination. I'm going to take one of the more brighter oranges. I actually am liking this right here. So let's try this set. We're just going to change one color. I'm adding the lightest from this set of 4 that I had. I'm going to add it to the top, but I'm not sure it goes on top. I think it goes in the middle. So now I'm going to have to, my theory is not working out quite exactly like I thought it might. Well, maybe it is too. I got to do this again. Okay, yeah, that'll go there. All right. All right, there I have 4 different leaves and actually 4 different blends of colors, but they're using a combination of some of the same color in each one, and it makes them look nice together. But they are actually, each leaf is a different 3 colors. In other words, no leaf is exactly the same combination as one of the others. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 pencils. Yes, that's what I want, to give it a little bit of variety. Even though it's not real noticeable, there's still a little bit of variety. So I have 7 different colors that I'm using. I would like to get to where I have 11, but I will not get 11 out of the set of pencils that I'm using. I don't have enough unless I get into the bright orange. And I don't want bright orange in here because I have plenty of bright oranges down in the vases. So here's what I end up with. Well, that'll be a nice project when you are ready for it, Reaper. So here's the combination that I have. I have 7 colors. And I can use these 3. I can use these 3. I can use any 3 as long as they connect together, and I can get different combinations. Yes, Dee Dee. That is something that I did mention that I can go darker with the shadow color, but I gotta find the right brown. But I'll probably do that once I get everything else done. Then I will come back with a darker brown in certain spots. Because I don't know what brown I would like to use. See, here's a burnt umber. I am kind of limited. Let me see what kind of browns I might have. I was looking at browns. I also have a dark yellow. Actually, here's a apricot yellow. I could use an apricot yellow. I could do that. There's an apricot yellow. I don't know if I necessarily let me see here. Let me just slide that out of the way. Let me take this one because that's my darkest of the set I have. Here's a dark yellow that I had sitting over on the other side over there. It rolled out of the way. So there's a dark yellow. It's not really that much darker than this. It is a little bit though, so I can add a dark yellow. And then here's an apricot yellow, which is darker. So I could add that. I'd really like to have one that goes in between right here though. I really would. But I don't think I have that. Oh, wait a minute. Here's a ginger yellow. Let me see what this ginger yellow looks like. There's a light yellow. A light orange yellow. Oh my goodness, I'm going to end up with some more colors. I gotta swatch this over here. And then let me try this one. Let me try this one. I may have found my in-between color. Now this one is a little bit, a desert yellow, has a little orange in it. So I believe I can add those. These are all in the yellow family. They look a little brown, but they are in the yellow family. Then here's a light yellow and a light orange yellow. And that might be something that I can fit right in. Thank you, Reaper. Now I'm stuck trying to figure out some colors. Actually, I can put this right here. Oh, that's barely even noticeable. Now I'm trying to determine where I can put this one, where it might fit. A light orange yellow. No, I'm not going to. I just stuck it right here. I just put it right here. I need to figure out where this one goes. It might go up here. Let me see. This is a light orange yellow and a warm yellow. Well, a warm yellow will go above it. So let's see what I have here. A bright orange yellow. And then a light orange yellow. Okay. One, two, three, four, five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So now I have 12 colors that I can use as long as I don't go from one extreme to the other one. So let me do a leaf here. with some of these that I just added so I can see what it's going to look like. Let's go right here. Let me get a nice sharp tip on it. Now, if I'm happy with the way this turned out, I'm going to have to do like I did over here. I'm going to have to make me a card and put all of these on it into order, like I made this card with my blues. I'll have to do one and put all these colors on it so I can remember what order they go in. But let's see how this works out. We'll do one right up here. See, I got to keep them sharp. I'm always a little hesitant to put a new color on the paper because I'm not sure it's going to work the way I'm hoping it works. I think that's going to be fine if I layer it. Now that one's actually a little bit darker, but it works out nicely. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the lightest of the colors I used up here and I'm going to add it to the next two below it. And let's try one. I'm just testing my theory about using a broader selection of a blend and then just using certain elements out of that blend, certain colors. So let's put this one right here. And we'll see how it works out. This is a little bit more orangey. Okay, Dee Dee, God bless you. Thank you for coming and hanging out. I think I'm on to something with this combination of colors. I'll see you tonight. Now, it is kind of hard to remember what colors are supposed to be next to one another. So I have to keep swatching them. I think this is working out really nice. Gives me a nice combination of colors that all work together. Oh yeah. I miss No Man's Land. That's my favorite map. I do like Calm Lands, but the modder made changes to Calm Lands that I'm not happy with, but I still like Calm Lands. So Reaper, when does school start back up? November 4th. Oh, wow. You got quite a ways to go yet then. I thought it was sooner than that. School's already started back up out here where I live. Yeah, I know you won't be able to be here when school starts. That's why I was wondering when it starts back up. Well, when do you guys get out of school? Like for the summer? Because you're not starting back until November? Well, I've never even heard of a school that starts that late. Oh, wow. What kind of, what was it? Some kind of, what, racing or what? What was going on? Okay. Well, it sounds exciting, but a little bit dangerous if people are going to be reckless. Yeah, that's a little messed up. Oh, so that's what you call dirty racing then, huh? Oh, yeah. Wow. Oh, well, don't do anything that's going to get you in trouble now. Hey, I can certainly understand being upset if they're deliberately going after a family member like that, but I don't want you to do anything that's going to end up getting you in trouble. I like seeing you here in the chat, so. All right. Well, that's good. Well, there's nothing wrong with standing out. Now, does your school have a dress code? I guess they would to some extent, anyway. Okay, no dress code for boys. Okay. I never really went to a school that had a dress code either. Hey, Fernanda, welcome back. I thought maybe you were off having breakfast. Now, are you coloring this picture also? Okay. Yeah, I was thinking you said that you were going to color this picture also. I forgot that you have this book. I mean, I know you have it because we colored a picture before, but I had forgot about that. So I'm glad Sherry mentioned it. Oh, if you wear shirts that advertise certain bands. Yeah, I know you have this book. It slipped my mind because we did this picture. I'm sure you remember this picture. It's got your flower in it. I just I just come to think of it, I didn't know what it was called at the time when we did that page. You, me, Sherry, and Jen. But that was my very first buddy color. I didn't even know that's what it was at the time. I just thought it was cool that we were all coloring the same page. Wow. Well, I'm glad that now we're able to do a second one together. Well, I almost always wear a black shirt. And most of the time I wear shorts. Well, in the wintertime I'll wear jeans, but in the summertime and stuff I wear shorts. But I almost always wear a black shirt. Yeah, that's about how like I am too. I really like how this is turning out with the using the various colors. All right, let's zoom out. I think that's where I'm going to leave it sit for today. Yeah, that's going to look nice like that. So I'm going to leave it sit right here, guys, just like this. Fernanda, as always, it was nice to see you. Reaper, likewise. All right, I love you guys. We'll do it again Friday. Until then, God bless.